Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl here to bring you another reading for Leo for January 2025. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. Leo, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares, and most of all for showing up. Ooh, these two cards want to show. So Leo, we have the Four of Candles, and this deck is the Yuletide Tarot. So the candles would represent the wands, and here we see the Four of Candles, which would bring us to that sense of a relationship, a family, a gathering, a celebration. And it could be that you've been through that, or you're going into, or you're having still that celebration of the Yuletide season, because that's what this is all about here for the time of year. This is why I chose this deck. It's to help us get through the darkest part of the season, and we're in it now. And I'm so grateful for the sun this morning, because yesterday when I started up the readings it was quite dark, and today we have the light. So it shows that happy times, you're fluctuating within the happy times. So it could be that this has already taken place, or this is happening now, or you're preparing for happy times to come. Because we see here another Three of Candles, where you're taking into the future this sense of celebration. You want to celebrate in the future. You're looking forward to celebrating, or you're looking back at where you were planning to celebrate and now you have the celebration coming forward. So it just depends on your circumstance. And we see here the Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheel of the Year in this deck, and it's bringing us to see that we're in the midwinter time, and it's dark, it's cold, it's a little frustrating, but the wheel is turning, and it will turn in your favor, because you're seeing your prospects for the future, for your family, for your next relationship, for the relationship that you're in. Again, it depends on your situation, because this is happy time here. This is feeling good. This is knowing that you can expand on and have a future. You're seeing it coming, and you're feeling lucky in some cases. Or you're expecting the wheel to change, turn into your favor, and bring you happiness. Here we have the Holly King. So he would represent the Emperor in our traditional deck. And again, it is having that ability to make decision, having that sense of responsibility for the family, feeling that you're able to take on that responsibility is where this is coming. So you're hopeful that your future is brightening up, because you're making plans, or you already have plans. And then we have the Seven of Candles. So this would be the Seven of Wands. So we're looking at a lot of passion here. We have his wand burning, and again, being the Emperor, yes, you could take on that role, Leo. Or it could be someone else that you're dealing with. Could be an Aries, could be a Taurus. Someone with that sense of responsibility and determination. And of course you have that in you. But being that it is fire sign, meaning that the wands bringing in all that fire, we're looking more at you. And in this sense, you standing in your integrity. You being the one to take that role of higher ground and carry out the plan and not falter. And this is where you overcome whatever loss or disappointment that you may have had in the past, because the Three of Canes would be the Three of Swords, and that represents suffering, pain, betrayal from the past. And here we see the Seven of Gifts. So either you're feeling stuck with that, or you're really wanting to work to overcome it, and you're feeling like you've done the work. You're being patient. Maybe you're trying to reconcile. Maybe you're looking at not all of you, but the future card here, looking at how you can help to overcome the loss or suffering within the family or within a relationship. And here we bring in our 14, the Temperance, to bring in that balance. So we have 2 times the Patience card. Here we see that you know you need to wait. And here you know you need to act. You know what you need to do. And we'll stop here with the Ace of Canes because I don't want to go too far in. It's just the cards are separating. The Ace of Canes would represent that Ace of Swords. So that idea, that new plan, that victory, that truth coming out, that wanting to have that sense of family and speak about it, or relationship-wise, where in that celebration you will have what you want, in other words, with that Ace of Swords or Ace of Canes in this deck. Leo, what a mouthful there. I do thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Most of all for showing up. And thanks, Spirit, for guiding us and protecting us, keeping us safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. Again, it's the Yuletide Tarot that I'm using. As you see, it's a new deck, but it is for the darkest season, which is the winter time. And we go through a lot of ups and downs, and fears and doubts are really looked into in this time of the year. And the deck is split in 3 places. Let's see where. First we have the Fool. And we have the 10. Ending up with Ace of Chair. So we see here where the child here is represented as the Fool in this deck. Has that hope. Again, we're not letting go of the other cards we just saw. But this confirms all of those other cards that we saw, that there is celebration, there's that wanting to be together with either a person or family members or just a particular group that you call friends and family. You want to celebrate with them, or you want to bring them together, or you want to come together. And there's the 10 of Candles. So again, more fire, but then we've come to we've come to the end when we see the 10, we've seen the 3, we've seen the 7, and there was that broken 10. Here we see the 10 again, and here we have the Ace of Good Chairs. So we're putting down the burden, or we're looking into seeing what we have more to do, or we're feeling that we have to do more because we really want. Now we want to be careful when it comes down to trying to make something happen. You don't have to try too hard, Leo. If I can give that message here, you need to put down the burden. You need to let Spirit guide. Remember, the Wheel of Fortune showed itself. Things are turning in your favor, so you don't have to work as hard. If it is that you want to have a good time, you want to celebrate, you want to bring family back together, the faith is what you need. And understanding that it is in having that hope. It is in that wanting to share, wanting to open up and allow others to come in. That is where you will succeed. And that Ace of Cups is what the Good Chair represents here. Is being open to that love and having that sense of family. You will. You want it, then you need to let yourself feel that you already have it, and it will come. So I'm doing a 5-card spread, and that's basically the way I'm using the 5-card spread is what I want to say, is to show where you've been, as in the past, where that could go as far back as you want to, or however comfortable you feel with the past in the reading. But the first card will be where you were, bringing you to where you are now. So that would have been the end of December, let's say, bringing you into the first part of January. Then the second card will be where we're pretty much now, the first and second weeks of January. The third card would bring in to the 3rd going into the 4th week. And the 4th card would be the 4th week going into the 1st week of February with the 5th card. So it's a flow that goes like this. I'll cut one more time because I gave a good shuffle there. These cards are just showing themselves. I do take the cards random, starting with this one here. So we see the Page of Gifts, and I just want to shift this around, make sure it's pretty clear. Okay. So we have the Page of Gifts as the first card. So focus. You were made to focus, or you went through a certain period where you had to focus. So the point is that you're putting yourself at a starting point, and you're wanting to look into things, and again you're looking back, and this is not just here and now. This is what brought you here. So you had to have some form of focus, and work is where that card would represent. It is the gifts, or what we call the pentacles. And we have the second card would be where we come into January, because this is the end before January. Now we're into January. We're coming into January with the two of them. We have the Justice card. So not feeling like you're getting what you want, or hoping really to get what you want, working on getting what you want, or setting things right, because it is the Justice here. And in the Justice card, we see our little boy here. He's not really happy with what he opened up his gift to find, that it's all cold, because we know when we get cold, it's because we don't deserve something, or we didn't do something right, or we hurt someone. And this is where you are either feeling that this may be you receiving the gift of coal, or you are thinking that someone else deserves to get that gift of coal, because here you are going through your gift, your lists of gifts, and who gets what, and how much of an expensive or inexpensive gift they deserve, etc. And here you have not getting what you want. So maybe you feeling like there was an imbalance between you and another, and someone wasn't fair or didn't get the fair treatment, but then they do get what they deserve. So maybe you're feeling that you're getting what you deserve if you didn't get very much. And now we have the Judgment card. So we're going from higher corner to another higher corner. So here is where you're being guided, Leo. Maybe you're going through a little bit of a rough spell, and you're feeling that you have to bring things back in. So you're going to make a judgment call, and it's not just you. This is your mindset, and again, this is all about you, this layout here. And how you are affected by others will be shown when I do an elaboration. I'm going to elaborate on the 3 cards, well, all 4 here. This one I don't, because this is coming from the past, so we don't want to go too far into that. But here we are in January, and it's going to be, it already is. It's a little bit rough, and it is going to be rough because it is the darkest time of the season. Again, that's why I use this deck, so we could put things into perspective, and that's exactly what you're doing here. You unconsciously, you're working things out as to, do I deserve, or do they deserve? And here you're really writing it out, where you were doing that in the past. You were putting things together as, okay, this needs to happen, that needs to happen, this person needs to get, this one doesn't. Well, it's the same thing here. Now we're looking at the list of naughty and nice, and we know that is because we have done certain deeds. And here the judgment call comes in, whereas to who do you let in, who do you block out, or who do you stay away from or move away from. You are making that judgment call because of how you were treated or how they behaved. And here, this is in the middle of the month, so you're going to look toward the full moon for that change. And again, it is a directional change to the point where you make a judgment call. You decide. Again, we see the Four of Candles come back. So you're really working through what was, and you're making that effort to set up a change that will carry through into a relationship, into a celebration, into being together with someone or with a group, depending on your circumstance. And that will be toward the end of January, where you will have that celebration. Coming into February, and again, this, I like to classify this as the first 2 weeks. That way you don't feel lopsided with my read, because I came in late. I wanted to do this early into the first week, but wasn't able to, and I'm struggling still because I'm fighting off a bit of a cold, but it's okay. I am enjoying the deck, and the reads are just exactly what I anticipated they may be when I did select this deck. And here it is, we're looking at overcoming. So a very positive flow. Again, it starts off with that focal point on, I'm focusing on what I need to do, because that's the Pentacles, or in this deck, the gifts. It is what needs to happen. In order to have something under the tree, we need to work at wrapping up those gifts and putting a tag and naming the person who shall get them. And then at the end of the day, we see that cheer is coming through. But it's not always about good cheer. It is about what is to be done and what is expected of you or the next person or other people. And here is where we're spiraling up, because we're really focusing on who deserves what and what your part is, and where you come in to make that judgment call, or a higher authority will make that judgment call, depending on your circumstance. But you will celebrate coming out of this judgment call toward the middle of the month. Like I said, by the full moon, or before, just after, thereabouts, you will feel or have an answer. You'll feel that sense of, okay, this is good, I'm going to celebrate this. And you do celebrate, and you do set that tone for change and seeing toward the future and overcoming disappointments that happened in the past. Because when this card appears, it is not something that's going to happen. It is something that's already happened. It's already taken place, and we're dealing with it. We're looking at our part, or we're looking at the repercussions because of the Justice card. We know that, oh, I've paid my dues, or they have paid their dues, depending on your circumstance. The bottom of the deck, we're seeing the King of Candles. So it is the planning process, because he takes on that. He's that innovator. As you see here, he's sitting contemplating what his lists are, or he's reading up on, could be a story, could be a plan that he's already formulated, or he's formulating one now, or he's going over the details. But he is that type of king that sets things up to work. And again, it's the King of Wands here. So this could be you yourself, Leo, or you're dealing with someone else who has that passion within them, just as you do. Or that could be a brother or twin on a spiritual level, where you're dealing with someone who you want to work with, or you want to make amends with, and you want to celebrate with. Here we see our Five of Good Cheer. So again, we're looking back at what was. We're going to go over that, and we're going to be able to recognize that things that took place in the past, we cannot change them, but we can learn from them, and we can let go of the hurt at some point, because we will always remember, but we have to recognize that we can move forward too, because it is the hardest time when we want to celebrate, and those that we love who are no longer with us, we feel it. We feel that emptiness. We feel that loss. And we will always remember that. And that is what fuels us to keep going, to having faith, and remembering that we can have good times again. Because they'll always be with us, those who have come and gone and have taken or were taken from us. I mean, every circumstance, there is a deep pain when it comes to this time of year where we want to celebrate having hope and faith, and then dealing with the harsh reality that they're not there anymore. And what am I to hope and have faith in if they're never coming back? But you see, that in itself is the lesson where we learn and grow from the loss. We let go of what was taken, what was broken, what is there no more. We have to let go of that. In order to keep going, we need to remember that those good times were always good times. Those good times could never be taken from us. The memory of those good times fuels us to go into having more good times. And here we see, we come into that with the change here with our death card, where we're able to let go, we're able to assimilate and recognize that we do have the possibility. If we're able to set up the tree and decorate and still put that fire on, that means a lot. Even if we do stay in the hurt, we know that we have to move forward. We know that every year we're going to feel a little hurt, but that is how we remember the ones that were taken from us. And it is a deep sense of loss that we're feeling here. We can't just push it aside. We have to recognize, and we have to remember that in itself, that pain and suffering is what fuels us to grow and change and have more faith within ourselves and for our future. Because we're laying down foundation. As those who were before us laid foundation for us, we must lay foundation for those to come. And there it is where we see the Six of Gifts, where we will come to understand the fairness. We will want to reconcile, or we will want to make amends because of what we suffered in the past, because of how we were made to feel or how we've made others feel, depending on the situation, because we have come to realize that certain things, attitudes, behaviors need to change. We're realizing that, and we're having that faith. We're looking forward to the possibility, that childlike innocence. We're wanting to bring things back into the balance. We're wanting to make that extra effort. We're choosing, we're making the choice to do the right thing. We're going with the Knight of Good Cheer. So here he is finding that courage, or they are finding that courage. I say he because it's a knight, but it could be a woman too. I mean, put it to your situation. Wanting to make amends, wanting to bring fairness back into a relationship. It takes courage. It takes that courage. And there will be success. You will find that courage, or they will find that courage, depending on your situation. Okay? It will come, because it is what we truly want in deep down inside. We want that togetherness. And sometimes we have to suffer to get it. And once we put our faith forward and we say, okay, I've been through so much, and I recognize that the next person has, and we sit together and we share what we feel, and we're able to rise above, and then we will overcome. And we're looking at that happening in the flow that this is going in, because we're taking stock here of what was done and what our part was. Then we're reflecting on the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then we're making that judgment call to make peace, to have a real sense of togetherness in spite of the hurts that we've been through, because we have learned that we must let go of that which no longer serves us, that we can only stay in hurt and suffering for so long. At some point we need to step out and make that change. Come back to that innocence. Come back to what we know is our truth, our faith, what we believe in, because that's what this card is all about. Believe in that we must put things right. Believe in that there is a sense of justice, that people do get what they deserve. And if you really put your mind to something and you want to share, then that will open up the door for having love come in and making the right choice. Being courageous enough to step forward and taking that win, that success, because this is the World card where things come, they fall into place, you win, you come up to the podium and you get your prize. We will take an elaboration on this. Wow, I really do have a mouthful for you today, Leo. But it's a good mouthful because this is true lessons being learned. This is what the winter is all about. And that sense of reflection, going within and recognizing the hurts, whether you caused them or they were upon you, where you received those hurts. You get to see that light. And today with the sun, it is a good thing. So we'll take a look at the heart of January here with the elaboration on the cards. And we see the 5 of gifts. So again, we're looking at, well, look at what I deserved. I know I wasn't supposed to get. I didn't get what I want. I was put out. I've always been thrown to the side. That feeling low and a little depressed, and that's normal for this time of year, where it is very difficult to see light when we're really smothered in the dark. And remembering what we've been through, and remembering that we were so non-deserving, or maybe someone else is remembering. But again, this is about you, Leo. You may be affected by other people, and the elaboration cards here may represent other people, but it turns to show that there is a sense of overcoming, because the Justice card says that you get what you deserve. And if it is that you have done something to someone, well, then it is by right that they turn away from you. And again, vice versa. If someone has hurt you, then it is by right that you turn away from them and that they get cold. The second card here is the Sun. So here we're looking at overcoming that sense of I don't deserve and I didn't get. We're getting it. We're feeling that we are deserving, or we're being made to feel that we are deserving, or we're just going deep within and seeing that this is the truth, that I was not deserving of. I mean, this is really digging deep down inside. This is on a personal level we're looking at, as well as dealing with other people, because this is how they would be feeling. If you're thinking of another person, and again, it is dependent on your situation. If you were the one that's feeling low, or you were feeling low, or you didn't get what you wanted over the holiday season, then yes, this would be you. But then again, you put yourself into the situation, or you put the next person into the situation, and this is how they are going to react, where they're going to see that they were not deserving, or that it is all in within themselves that they are made to feel happy or unhappy, and they're able to let go, they're able to move on, overcome. Either way, if it is you or another person, there is joy here. We're starting off the new year, or the month of January, I would say. We're starting it off feeling a little better, feeling that, oh, it's okay, I came through. I'm not feeling as bad as I did before. Things are looking up because the sun is here. When the sun is here, it is quite the opposite. It's really to say that you overcome this. You've been accepted instead of not feeling accepted, and that you are deserving. You're being told, or someone else is hearing this, so you're bringing that message in with the relationship, or the next person, or the family, or whomever you're dealing with. You're bringing it into them, or they're bringing it to you, depending on your situation. And then we have, for the middle of the month, we have the Three of Gifts. So it's that recognition. That recognition. There's justice here to be recognized for the work that you've done. Again, depending on what was done in the past, you've paid attention there. You've put focus to getting what you want. Even if you didn't get it, it's coming. It's just taking its time, because that's justice. And that is a judgment here. Things are going to take its time, but you must continue along the lines of keeping that integrity and holding it up and standing in that integrity regardless. You can't let that falter. But you're being recognized for your integrity. You're being recognized for making the right judgment call, for doing the right thing. So it is looking up for you. Feel that, because you're coming from a lot of hurt. You're coming from some very dark place where you were put out or made to feel you didn't belong. And there is where choice is coming in. This is toward the end of January, where a real choice to be family, a real choice to be together with another person and to celebrate that. Leo, this is a lovely read. And then we have the Ace of Swords, or in this deck it's the Cane of Swords. Sorry, the Ace of Canes, sorry. Where the truth is being revealed. Your victory is within that choice. It is showing that you will overcome. And here we have the Three of Canes. So right next door to the Ace, we're going that way to have more of a relaxing time and able to express ourselves and wanting to talk rather and overcome. You see? Change, a complete turnaround. We're going to have a complete turnaround where that suffering is just no more. It's no more. You're going to have that reconciliation. If it is that you want to come back with someone, your answer is yes. If it is that you're wondering if they want to come back with you, the answer is yes. Because here we have that reconciliation, but don't take it lightly, because it's a 7 here, it's the Chariot. It's going to take all of your will to make that reconciliation happen. But the plan is in action here. The plan is in action. So we'll take an oracle message for Leo, and using the Seasons of the Witch deck, and this one is the Yule Oracle. So it's really for this time of year. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting, keeping the collective safe, protecting me and keeping me safe. Leo, I thank you again for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Most of all, for showing up. Let's see what the oracle message for guidance for Leo, because Leo, you've done quite a bit here. If it is that you're taking this on a personal level where you are the one that had to let go of a lot of pain and hurt and loss and feeling like it was the end, you've come through and you change and your faith is renewed. Something took place. Something happened. You were made to feel that it was okay. Something took place after you took stock. Beginning of this month here, you got that sense of you are deserving. Something convinced you that you are deserving, and that is your miracle right there. So I'll take a random card. Oh, almost pulled out 2. All right. Here we have the poinsettia, which is most beautiful of all. It is representative of the 13 in this deck, our oracle cards here. But it's really, it just fits right in with these 3 cards. You see that sense and sensibility that he has, that King of Wands, that is so you, Leo, man or woman, looking at this. It really is having your mind set on what you want for your future, what you are living now in the present time. You are being realistic about it. That is what he represents. Being able to look back and go over what you've lost and have that sense of authority, that you understand the loss in itself, and you keep the good memory of that loss. You decipher, okay, the bad stuff, I can't change that, but I can hold on to the good stuff and remember the good stuff and celebrate the good stuff, because that is how you keep their memory alive, the person or persons that you may be thinking of that are not there with you anymore. Here is where you wake up to that, and where we see the poinsettia has to go into the dark in order to bring these beautiful red blooms come out at this time of the year. There is if that step doesn't happen, then your poinsettia doesn't turn green. But that is the depiction here for healing and recognizing that change is inevitable, that we must change and we must have faith. You see, it's not about believing in any particular religion. It is faith in the self, that we are here to do the work that we do, that we accept that we are here for what we are here for to do. Regardless if it is good, bad, or ugly, we do it with that faith in that it is going to take us to a better place, because that is what we have to believe. When we leave here, we don't know where we go until we get there. No one has come back to tell us, oh, it's like this on the other side. That's never happened, because we have to experience it ourselves. It is an individual journey. Even if we share this plane with other people, our journey is singular. Everybody goes through a different type of journey. And in the poinsettia, that shows us that we are determined to follow the ritual, to follow what we are supposed to do here. So Leo, you are on the right track, regardless of what the outcome is. You are going in the positive way. You are going to feel that stronger and stronger as the month goes by, coming into February. The light shining today on this reading is going to be just as bright and even brighter come spring. Here she says, to cast the shadows, scream silence at them. Dear witch, what lurks inside transforms into the most beautiful of beauty. And that is where we see the brilliant red blooms against the green. And know that change, you have done the work. You see, it started here. You have done the work. Spirit is guiding you. With the sun, the truth is coming out. You are seeing and being recognized for your integrity. Again, for your integrity. You are going to have the blessings. You are going to have that victory, Leo. You are going to overcome a difficult, it's not easy. It's not easy. But you're going to have that change come. It's going to shift and you're going to see it right before your eyes. And then look, we have Mother Mary. Into the arms of the mothering embrace swells a wisdom full of grace. In thy bosom where she whispers sleeps the eye of winter. And this is for mother. This is for your mother. This is for you if you are a mother. Where your mothering, your nurturing is what is making that poinsettia bloom. Your nurturing, whether it is to others or to yourself, because it was passed on from your mother, whether it is your mother that you are missing, the one, that person in your life that you're feeling that deep sense of loss, from the other side, your mother is recognizing you and helping you and bringing that sunshine on you. Okay? Just know that it is the mother within and the mother around. It could be Mother Nature in itself. Here we refer to Mother Mary because we want to remember the story of the faith where Christ's child was born and grew up and died for our sins so that we would be saved. The religion is brought in. It's not to bring it in to preach about it. It is to recognize that there is faith in whatever you believe in, whether you believe in one religion or another, or if you are into paganism or witchcraft or whatever your faith is in. The fact that you have the faith is everything, because that's what this represents. That innocence, looking toward mother, your mother. Remember, whether you had a good mother or bad mother, regardless, the mothering issue here is what is bringing this reading up to the light. And on that note, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Leo, until our next read, love and light.